Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make your brows look bomb using 3 products. 1. A brow pencil, 2. A concealer, and 3. A concealer brush, and that's it. The brow pencil that I'm using today is the IT Cosmetics Brow Power Pencil in the shade Universal Taupe. This product has 2 sides, one is the pencil side and the other side is a spoolie. So the first thing we're going to do is grab a mirror so we can be nice and up close, and we're going to use the spoolie side and brush out our brow hairs. You want to brush them in the direction that the hairs naturally go. Now we're going to take the pencil side and start at the innermost bottom edge of the brow, and we're going to underline the entire brow. Now I always follow the natural shape of my brows, but you can make yours straighter, you can make them more arched, however you want to do it. As you can see, my brows are really sparse towards the tail end, but I've had a lot of practice creating the shape I like best, so if you're like me, you just need some practice and I'm here to help. After you've created your underline, you want to start at the top of the arch and use short strokes to draw downward and connect to the tail end of the brow, kind of creating an open triangle as you can see me doing here. And now we'll begin to fill in the tail end of the brow and then work our way towards the front end. We want to create short, hair-like marks, always using a light pressure, making sure to not press too hard. Now we don't want to create a solid line on the top of the brow, so just continue to fill it in because when we go in with the concealer in a minute, we're really going to define the top, so don't worry about that just yet. Once we make our way to the front end of the brow, we're going to use an even lighter pressure with our hand so as to kind of create a gradient from the front end to the tail end. Your brow should be a little bit lighter towards the front and darker towards the tail end. And remember that it doesn't have to be perfect just yet, but once you're pretty satisfied with the shape, we're going to go in with the spoolie and start brushing the hairs and blending the product into the skin, brushing up at the front end and then following the natural direction of the hairs towards the tail end. And if you notice any areas that need just a little bit more work, lightly fill them in until you're fully satisfied with what you have. And just as a rule of thumb, we don't want to extend the tail of the brow too far past the corner of the eye, and I'll do a video soon on how to find the perfect shape for your brows. Now take your favorite concealer and your concealer brush, and if yours is like mine, we're going to pull the wand out, and we're going to see that there is a lot of product on the wand, so we're going to scrape off the excess so we don't get too much onto our brush. Now you could go directly in with the wand onto your skin, but this one is really big, so that's why I use the brush. We're going to dip in one side of the brush onto the concealer, and then we'll begin to apply it underneath the brow. Now we're going to start at the front end of the brow and pretty much underline the entire thing. You don't have to do this step, but I find that it 1, really cleans up any mistakes you may have made, and 2, just really defines the brows and makes them pop. Pop. Anyway, just take your time with this and be careful where you place the brush, and with practice you'll get much faster at it. And we're going to begin blending out the concealer with the brush. Now on the bottom part of the brow, you want to blend downward towards the eyelid. And again, just be very careful with where you place the brush because you could easily take it on top of your brow and ruin everything that you just did. So just be careful. And after a few seconds of blending, we're going to go back in with our finger just to make sure that everything is nice and smooth. We're going to dip back into the concealer one more time and we'll take this to the top of the brow, but this time we want to make sure there's very little product on the brush. You can go in a little bit heavier on the bottom of the brow because you'll put primers and eyeshadows on there, so it's not as big of a deal, but on the top you have to blend it into your foundation, so less is more. We're just going to create a line and define the top part of the brow all the way from the front end to the back, and then once you've done that, you're going to blend upward into your foundation on your forehead. We'll take it onto the front end very lightly and then just continue to blend it all out until it looks good. And again, just be very careful with where you place the brush so you don't go over all of your work, and you should be good to go. and make any final adjustments, and then like we did before, we're going to go in with our finger and press the concealer into the skin. On the top end, I always press it in because you can tend to get a concealer halo where you can really see the concealer against your foundation, but using your warm finger, it'll blend it into the skin a lot better and we won't see that. So here's a before and after. Oh, it's such a huge difference. And of course, do the same thing to both brows, and that is it, guys. I really hope you learned something and enjoyed the video. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up and check out my other videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.